Thanks for being with us.
Good morning to you. Good to be with you.
All right, would you have voted yes on this John Boehner bill? And if so, what is your message to the 22 who have voted no, who want no compromise whatsoever?
Well, I certainly think that we've got to come to an agreement. Where we are today is totally predictable, and unfortunately what happens around Washington, D.C. Is that you create the crisis so that there's no choice but for people to concede some of their points. And obviously in the big country that we live in with wide points of view and different philosophies, there's got to be some give and take. But in my view, and I outlined my position March 22nd in a letter to President Obama saying, I will not vote to raise the debt ceiling in the absence of substantial reductions in spending.
Well,
and structural changes so we don't get back in this mess once again.
Okay, but to Dave's question on voting for the Boehner bill, which added that balanced budget amendment, which many senators and Republican senators have come out against it as well. Even Senator Lindsey Graham had spoken out against the Boehner bill earlier in the week. Was it a poison pill putting in the balanced budget amendment in there? Would you have voted for it that way?
The balanced budget amendment caused me to vote last night not to table this bill because I now think it becomes the vehicle by which we can reach a conclusion. That balanced budget amendment is important. Again, it goes back to my point. We've got to have structural change, or we'll be having this debate year after year after year with no real change in the financial condition our country is in. So while I voted not to table this bill, that's what's happened. I'm a supporter of cut, cap, and balance. I actually think there's a fourth component, grow the economy. And what it comes over from the House, it's only the House that's been able to pass any legislation here, not the Senate, not Harry Reid, no proposals from the president. So it comes over, cut, cap, and balance, tabled. Last night, tabled once again this latest proposal that includes a balanced budget amendment. And it seems very, I'm incredulous that they would claim that the Democrats would claim that there's no effort on the part of Republicans to come together when they're the ones that have tabled every piece of legislation. And we've watched the House struggle to pass anything. So in my view, this is the
But
role,
as you
the role
know,
here
Senator, it will not get through the Senate. Anything with the balanced budget amendment clearly will not get through the Senate, and the president will not sign it either. So what can pass the Senate?
Well, obviously that's what's being negotiated, worked out, trying to determine what that is today. I know where my position is, and we've got to have something substantial and something structural to get me to vote
is that specifically
raising
the
debt
McConnell
ceiling.
plan? We've been hearing that the Reid plan would be paired with the McConnell plan, which would basically allow the president to increase the debt ceiling, but then you'd have other cuts involved with it as well. Some of those, of course, contentious, the war spending that was rolled into that as well. Would you vote for that plan?
I think everything as far as spending, including defense spending, has to be on the table. And we are, in my opinion, not to the point in which there is a proposal out there that I would vote for. And one of the problems is that while we talk about reductions in spending, it's reductions in spending over 10 years, and we need to dramatically affect spending today. Not only do we need to be on the path, but we need to demonstrate that we're going to cut spending today. And many of us are concerned that when you have 10 years of spending cuts, they never materialize.
Right.
So we got a real problem in convincing many of us that there is something of substance here to get this accomplished. But there are members of the Senate, members of the House have different thresholds as this country tries to figure out what the right answer to this question is. And again, I'm certainly willing to have the discussion. I want to be in the room. I don't want to take anything totally off the table so that I can participate and advocate on behalf of what I've told Kansans I believe in, and in my view, what most Kansans agree with.
Well, with less than 3 days to go, there is a long way to go in the House and the Senate. Thanks for getting up early. We know it's going to be a very late night there as well. Kansas Senator Jerry Moran, we appreciate it.
Thanks, Senator.
Thank you.